True love always finds its way, even through silence, doubt, and time. In this heartwarming story, witness the beautiful journey of Ly Tu Diem and Toan, two souls who fought for their love despite family obstacles and quiet heartbreaks. After years of hiding, Toan's mother finally accepts their relationship and surprises them at the peaceful farm where their love has blossomed. What happens next will melt your heart. A touching moment, a mother's blessing, and a promise sealed under the stars. Don't forget to subscribe and follow their emotional journey filled with warmth, forgiveness, and true happiness. The golden rays of the morning sun spilled gently over the vast green fields of the countryside, where Ly Tu Diem and Toan stood hand in hand, feeling as if the weight of the world had finally lifted from their shoulders. For so long, their love had been something they cherished in silence, a secret hidden beneath quiet smiles and fleeting glances. Toan's mother, a woman of dignity and tradition, had once opposed their relationship. She had her doubts about Diem, the humble girl who worked the land, whose life revolved around animals and the soil beneath her feet. But what the mother didn't see then was the quiet strength within Diem, the patience and devotion that made her son's heart at peace in a world that never stopped demanding more of him. It wasn't an easy journey. There had been nights when Diem cried in secret, afraid that love alone might not be enough to bridge the gap between her world and his. Yet Toan never gave up. He stood by her side through whispers and judgment, through the tension that clouded family dinners and the long silences that followed every argument. And in time, his mother began to see what her son saw, not a simple farmer's daughter, but a woman with warmth that could soften even the coldest corners of a man's soul. The moment of acceptance came quietly. It wasn't marked by a grand gesture or tearful apology, but by a simple visit one afternoon, when Toan's mother appeared at their small home carrying a basket of fruit. She didn't say much, only observed the way Diem knelt to feed the chickens, how Toan gently brushed the dirt off her shoulder without hesitation. Something shifted in her eyes that day, a softness, a quiet realization that love, in its purest form, didn't need status or perfection, only sincerity. Now, as the light danced across the morning dew, Diem looked at Toan and smiled, the kind of smile that comes from finally being seen, finally being accepted. There were no more secrets, no more fears of judgment. For the first time, their love belonged not just to them, but to the open air, to the earth, and even to the heart of the woman who had once doubted it. Toan squeezed her hand, his voice low but filled with emotion. "We made it, Diem. This time, it's real." And in that quiet corner of the farm where the sound of rustling leaves blended with the laughter of morning birds, they stood, not just as lovers defying the odds, but as two souls who had earned their place in each other's world. The sun rose higher, bathing them in warmth, as if even the heavens themselves had chosen this moment to bless the love that no longer needed to hide. That afternoon, the sky above the farm shimmered in a tender shade of gold, the sun slowly sinking beyond the hills while the scent of wildflowers drifted through the breeze. Diem and Toan were out in the meadow, laughing softly as they guided the flock of sheep back toward the barn. The peace of the moment felt endless, until the distant hum of an approaching car broke the stillness. They exchanged a curious glance. Hardly anyone ever visited the farm without notice. The sound grew louder, tires crunching over the gravel path, and then came to a stop in front of the gate. When the door opened, Diem froze. Toan's mother stepped out, her elegant figure wrapped in a simple pastel dress, her eyes calm yet searching. For a heartbeat, neither Toan nor Diem moved. The last time she had visited, her silence had carried disappointment and worry. But this time, there was something different. A faint, knowing smile tugged at her lips. In her hands was a wicker basket filled with ripe fruits and fresh flowers. "Are you two not planning to invite your mother to visit this paradise of yours?" she teased gently, her voice soft as the wind. Toan hurried forward, his tone both nervous and affectionate. "Mother, you came all this way? You should have called." "If I had," she replied, stepping through the gate, "it wouldn't be a surprise." Dim's heart fluttered wildly. She rushed to help, but Toan's mother waved her off, her gaze already sweeping across the field. The afternoon sun kissed every corner of the farm. The wooden fences they built together, the little pond they restored, the garden where Dim spent her mornings tending to the vegetables. The older woman's eyes softened as she took it all in. "So this is where you two have been hiding," she murmured, half in wonder, half in affection. They walked together through the fields, their shadows long and golden. Toan's mother stooped down to touch a blooming daisy, smiling quietly. "You planted all of these?" she asked. Dim nodded, her voice shy but steady. "Yes, every morning before sunrise." There was a pause, the kind that held more meaning than words. The mother looked up at her son, then back at Dim, her eyes glistening with something deeper than pride. "I can see it now," she said softly. "You've built happiness here, not from wealth or comfort, but from love and patience." Her words lingered in the air like sunlight breaking through clouds. Dim felt her chest tighten, her eyes warm with tears she didn't want to shed. For the first time, she felt not like a guest in Toan's life, but a part of his family, accepted, seen, and loved. As the sky turned amber and the wind danced through the tall grass, the laughter of the three of them echoed across the valley. The walls that had once stood between them had finally fallen, replaced by something tender, enduring, and real. The beginning of a new chapter written in the quiet beauty of the farm. As the last streaks of sunlight faded behind the hills, the soft glow of twilight embraced the farm. A gentle breeze carried the scent of freshly brewed tea from the veranda where Toan, Diem, and Toan's mother now sat together. The air was calm, touched with a kind of stillness that only comes when hearts finally find peace. Fireflies began to flicker among the bushes, their tiny lights dancing like blessings whispered by the night. For a long while, no one spoke. The world outside seemed to disappear, leaving only the quiet rhythm of crickets and the warmth of family gathered beneath the open sky. Then, Toan's mother reached into her bag and placed a cream-colored envelope on the table between them. The gesture was so simple, yet it carried an air of quiet significance. Diem glanced at it curiously, while Toan looked puzzled. "What's this, Mother?" he asked, leaning forward. A soft smile curved her lips as she poured herself another cup of tea. "It's something I've been thinking about for a while," she began. "Inside, you'll find an appointment, next weekend in Dalat. A photographer I know is waiting for you two. It's time to capture your love properly for your wedding photos." The words hung in the air for a moment before Diem fully understood them. Her breath caught and her eyes widened in disbelief. "Wedding photos?" she whispered, as though afraid to break the spell of the moment. Toan turned toward his mother, his expression a mix of shock and emotion. "You mean you approve?" he asked quietly. The older woman chuckled softly, setting down her cup. "Approve? My dear, I've already given my heart to you both. Seeing this place, seeing the joy in your faces, how could I not?" Diem couldn't hold back her tears. She reached out, covering her mouth as laughter and sobs mingled in her voice. Toan gently wrapped his arm around her, pulling her close. His eyes met his mother's, filled with gratitude that words could never express. The tension that once haunted their family had melted into something new, a warmth that filled every corner of that little wooden house. I used to think love was about choosing the perfect match, but now I see it's about choosing someone who makes your soul rest easy. And Diem, you do that for my son. The stars began to bloom across the velvet sky, each one shimmering like a silent witness to their happiness. Diem lifted her face toward the heavens, feeling the cool night air kiss her cheeks. She turned to Toan, her voice trembling but full of joy. "We don't have to hide anymore," she whispered. He smiled, brushing away a tear from her cheek. "No," he said gently, "we never will again." And under the starlit sky, with his mother's blessing and the promise of forever between them, Ly Tu Diem and Toan held each other, two hearts finally free to love out loud, surrounded by the quiet, eternal beauty of their little farm.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh mình Xin Review. Vậy là Diễm và Toàn đã chính thức đến với nhau sau khi mẹ Toàn đã chấp nhận tình cảm của hai người. Bà đã âm thầm đến nông trại khi cả hai người không có nhà và tạo sự bất ngờ cho Diễm và Toàn. Điều đặc biệt hơn là bà mong muốn Diễm và Toàn hãy thật nhanh chóng đi chụp ảnh cưới để tiến hành đám cưới sớm nhất. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn về Diễm và Toàn cũng như cuộc sống xung quanh họ sẽ được kể các video tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút subscribe để đăng ký kênh nhận được thông báo mới nhất về các tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.